Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number one. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
You know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, come forward.
High school, like a champions.
Yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, and welcome in to the broadcast here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. If we are coming in the middle of the national anthem, you know that things have not gone very well. So you can probably also tell by the look of the camera view. I was not able to tap into the camera that's attached to the girder here in the middle of the gymnasium, so we had to make a quick pivot. What's really weird because when the JV game was on, I was testing everything out and it worked just fine. Then it was time to get things going for the varsity game. I had no camera, so I had to whip out the old camcorder and hook things up the old-fashioned way, and that involves also getting a scoreboard together, so we took a little bit longer, and therefore we will not be able to bring you a pregame show. So my apologies to Dr. Chris McCluskey and the crew at Chiropractic Works. We'll still give them their information. That would be 343-3602, online chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. You can visit Dr. McCluskey and the fine crew at Chiropractic Works at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road there in Collinsville. All right, so let's just dig in, shall we, as we get you ready for this Southwestern Conference boys volleyball matchup between Collinsville and Belleville East. Kahawks come in at 7-8 overall. They are 0-5 in Southwestern Conference play. Belleville East is 17-5. They've played a lot of games, and they are 5-1 in conference play. Mike Nichols is the coach of the Collinsville Kahawks, obviously the first-year head coach, the first-year program here on the varsity side. Joe Nesbitt, he is the head coach at Belleville East. He is in his 8th year and has a winning record of 117 wins and 61 losses. Kahawks are coming off of a 2-set loss at Edwardsville, 25-11, 25-18. That came on the heels of a 2-set win versus Granite City the day before, and Collinsville is now 4-3 over their last 7 matches, but Kahawks are still looking for that first Southwestern Conference victory. Matter of fact, first set win in Southwestern Conference play they're still in search of, and they still have not gone to 3 sets in any of their matches so far this year. Belleville East, they saw their 5-match win streak snapped Saturday at a tournament in Webster Groves. The Lancers won the first 2 matches in the tournament, 2-set wins over Lutheran South and a 3-set victory over host Webster Groves. They lost the championship match to St. Dominic 25-20 and 25-19. Only Southwestern Conference loss on the year for Belleville East was a 3-set defeat versus O'Fallon. That was at Belleville East. They lost the first set 26-24, won the middle set 25-20, and then they dropped set number 3, 25-17. So a little bit there what we have caught up with. I do have stats now. Collinsville only got that huddle account all taken care of, and we have stats for Collinsville. I was going to spend the pregame show spouting out those stats to you since I did not have a guest, but we'll have to try to touch on some of those as we go along here. So here are your starters. Belleville East will send out as their libero Cameron Loyette. A defensive specialist is James Osborne. Your middle hitters are Jared Conway and Chandler Burton. Outside hitter is William Hine, and your setter is William Paget, and your right side hitter is Tanner Stinnett. For Collinsville, they will send out middle hitters Carter Hollis and Tyrone Ely. Outside hitters Elijah Davison and Joshua Zagorski. Right side hitter John Carl. Setter Luke Geisen, and libero Joey Rauch. We have the off-camera angle here, so not straight over center like the one hanging on the girders is. So we get the up-close home view of your Kahawks. They are out here in their all-white uniforms, except for Joey Rauch, who has the purple jersey on. And for Belleville East, they have on white shorts as well, and they are donned in sky blue jerseys, except for their libero, Cameron Loyette, who has on the midnight blue jersey. Both teams are ready to go. Referees are in their spots, and we are just about ready to get underway. JV lost in 2 sets, 25-8, but they put up a fight in that second set and only lost it 25-22, so the JV team is now 12-12-1 on the year. And as far as some leaders go for Belleville, well, they got a lot of them, man. They've played in 46 sets so far this year. Collinsville has played in 24. So that'll give you an idea. They've almost doubled it up. William Paget, we'll keep an eye on him. He is the setter. He leads the team in serves with, in aces with 30. And he is averaging almost a little over a half an ace a game. And that's pretty important when you strike the ball as a server and then you get a point right away. All right, here is Loyette, the libero. He's back and ready to serve. All the places are in their spaces. People are in their places, excuse me. We have corner judges on each end. And, of course, the line judges, one on the ladder, one on the floor in front of the scorer's table. Loyette strikes it, and it's nice and low. Good return by Collinsville just to dig that one out of there. A nice job by Davidson. Now Collinsville tries to reset it, and down on the ground it goes, and a kill shot right off the bat for John Carl, and Collinsville leads 1-0. Forgot to turn my scoreboard on. So Collinsville gets a serve. They send it over. And Belleville East, they return the favor on a nice kill by William Hine, the outside hitter. And we are tied 1-1. So back to service side on Belleville East. This is William Paget. I mentioned he leads the team in aces, so watch out for his serve. He gets it up there, and he sends it into the back line. Joey Rock picks it up, set up by Geisen, and all the way over, and a nice job by Joshua Zagorski. He gets a kill off of a body as he slams that one cross corner, and it's off of a body and out of bounds. Here comes Mr. Tyrone Ely, the junior. Hurt himself the last game we did at Alton, went down during pregame warmups, didn't compete in that game at all. Matter of fact, they were missing Geisen on that trip as well. And here is a spin straight up. Nice recovery. Geisen sets it up over on the other side. Zagorski off of William Hine, and then Hine off of the chin of Jared Conway, and Collinsville has themselves a 3-1 lead. Another serve coming up here for Carter Hollis. Hollis sends it across, picked up by Hine, and now set up, and a nice job back in the corner by Hollis to save that one, but it went kind of line drive right past the chest of Tyrone Ely instead of straight up into the air, and no reaction time. Couldn't figure it out fast enough. Collinsville collects the serve. Geisen sets it up behind him, and it's shoved over on a one-hander by John Carl, and then it's picked up on a carry by Belleville East, so Collinsville picks up another point, and the Kahawks stay out front right now by a score of 4-2. Here's a serve by John Carl, and it falls short. Those things will kill you. Unforced errors, service errors, or hitting the ball out of bounds or into the net, too short, those will haunt you. Here's Jared Conway. Conway, the middle hitter. He's a junior. He's ready to go. Big, tall kid. Sends it over to the sideline and off of Davidson, and it goes the wrong direction, and Collinsville can't recover. So we're tied at 4. And in the back once again, Conway. Over it goes. Picked up in the back by Falby, and it spins the wrong way again. So a lead by Belleville East, their first of this first match. Conway on a little bit of a roll, and he's not even in the top 6 of his team in serves. 5-4 in favor of Belleville East. Serve picked up by Rock, and again, it goes the wrong direction. So Conway putting some spin on that ball, and we have a timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke along with you. Just got word from Chris Kettler, the softball team. They were down 8-1 going into the 7th, scored 6 runs in the 7th, and lost 8-7. Just fell 1 run short on the comeback. Here is a point for Collinsville on a net violation by Belleville East. So Collinsville digs themselves back into 1 point. And back to serve for the Kahawks is Joshua Zagorski. Zagorski sends it over to the far sideline. It's handled there by Belleville East, and then a simple touch over falls right down the arms of Tyrone Ely and harmlessly to the floor for a point. 7-5, Belleville East. Back to serve now is William Hine. Hine, a senior outside hitter. Gets that ball up there as well. Sends it into the back. Rock picks it up. And Geisen trying to shove it over. And instead, Geisen runs into the net. Makes contact with the net while he went up to the ball. And Belleville and gets their 8th point. Back to serve once again is William Hine. Hine. Rauch straight up into the air. Saved by Geisen. Got to get it over now, and Davidson does just that. Belleville East, they'll try to set it up over here on the near side. They do. It's off of Ely's hands and down off of the Lancers' 9th point. 9-5. Another serve coming up. Here is Tanner Stinnett. Said Hine earlier. Into the back, right in the middle. Geisen sets it up for Davison. And out of bounds. Another point for the Lancers. Cayoks are back at it on Thursday at Belleville West. Season winding down. Collinsville's only got 4 games left after tonight. Geisen setting it up for Ely. Ely just touches it over. Into the back it goes. And now Belleville East has to get it over here. They do so. And a nice pickup there by Zagorski. And now here's Davidson trying to get it across. He does down the line. Goes all the way in the back. It's picked up there by Hine. And then Loyette sends it over the net. And now Ely trying to go send it over. But instead, Chandler Burton, every bit as tall as Ely, went over there and put that ball right down on the ground before Ely could get up there and get anything done with it. 11-5 in favor of the Lancers. Here's another serve. Picked up into the back by Falby, and it goes right out of bounds. Lancers are piling up the points now after Collinsville had a 4-2 lead. Since then, Canucks have scored 1. Tanner Stinnett, the right side hitter, ready to send over another. He does, and it's picked up by Freeman. Geisen to Davidson. He hits it too hard. Elijah Davison had the height and just hit it too hard, straight forward instead of down at an angle. 13-5. Stinnett's back there on quite the service run now as far as points are concerned as well. Picked up by Rauch, and it's set up from Geisen to Ely, and Collinsville finally breaks the string and picks themselves up a point. 13-6. First time these two teams met at Belleville East. We did that game on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville fell by a score of 25-5 in the first set. Came back with a little bit of fight in the second one and lost it 25-15. Some confusion on who's going where here. Yeah, Libero can come in and out. Everything else has to be written down on the piece of paper. Here is Ely to serve. He does so right into the net. 2 times here in this first set. Belleville East has been given 2 points by net serves. Joshua Zagorski leads Collinsville in serves with 73. 10 errors on those 73 serves, good for 86.3%. Here is Geisen setting it up, and a touch over, but Collinsville saves it. Nicely done. Geisen gets it over. Picked up by Loyette. He shoves it up front, and then a kill shot from Burton. Got a body part just for a second, but not much, and now Coach Nichols is wanting to say that maybe something else happened there besides what I just explained. Whatever it is, it's not going to change the outcome, and Belleville East picks up the point. And here is James Osborne serving it. Picked it up by Zagorski. Shoved over to Geisen. From Geisen to Davidson. Back in the back. And then Osborne will send it over to the side. Loyette sends it over. Freeman picks it up for Collinsville. Geisen sets it up. And a nice kill shot there by Zagorski. His second one of the night. Excuse me, his fourth. And now back to serve is Luke Geisen. Geisen gets it over. Picked up by Belleville East. Oh, boy, what a big kill. That one almost bounced all the way up here. Chandler Burton was feeling all of that. That's his 4th kill. 16-7, Belleville East with the lead. We begin where we started. Here is Loyette back to serve. He got this night started with a serve. Right from where he stands. Sends it over, and it's picked up by Davidson. Geisen trying to set it up for Carl. He does so, and a nice across the net serve right down the line from one side of the floor to the other. And Collinsville does indeed get that point back. Long way to go, though. 16-8. Davidson back to serve. Elijah from the service line on the near sideline all the way in the corner. Shoves it over. Collinsville, oh, nice try by Carter Hollis. He was trying the two-hand stuff job, but it was blocked out at the last moment. And then no chance to recover after that. Here is William Paget back to serve for the Lancers. Paget slams it across. Collinsville picks it up. Zagorski hits it into the top of the net. And they say Collinsville hit it too many times. (18-8). Lancers with the lead, set number 1. Another serve coming up from Paget. Whoa, boy, that one's out of bounds. That one had some spin and some curve on it. If it would have stayed straight, that would have been a point. That would have been a whale of an ace there. That ball had some zip. Back to serve Carter Hollis. Hollis sends it over, picked up by Loyette. Moved over to the side, and a kill try there by Freppen, and that one goes out of bounds. And then John Carl was all the way on the other side of the line, even though it was underneath the ladder, to get that ball, and then he hits it off the young lady's backside, standing at the top of that perch. I'm pretty sure that crossing that line to hit a ball is not allowed. Here's Caden O'Connor back to serve in a 19-19 game that Belleville leads. Oh, off the fingertips of Josh Zagorski and straight back. So O'Connor, the senior, will have another serve. That one's out. Collinsville hits double digits in this one. Unfortunately, they're being doubled up by Belleville East. Here's Carl's serve, picked up in the back by O'Connor. Shoved over to the side, and a wide open middle exploited there by Thomas Micchiori. And it's 21-10 in favor of the Lancers. Serve from Jared Conway, picked up by Joey Rauch. Geisen sets it up over for Zagorski. He just touches it over, and Belleville East does a nice job picking it up. Johnson gets it across, and that is out of bounds. Collinsville will pick up another point. Long way to go. Kahawks are down by 10. Belleville East only 4 points away from wrapping up a first set victory. Joshua Zagorski back to serve. Little light touch. Loyette picks it up in front of the net, and there is a nice job as Chandler Burton couldn't get all of his paw on that one to send it straight down. He just got part of it. I think he hit his thumb. And Collinsville is the beneficiary of a missed hit. Zagorski into the net. Collinsville gives it right back. 22-12. Back to serve is Tanner Stinnett. He was on quite the roll earlier. Sends one, has spin on it. Popped up. Joey Rauch does a nice job. And the point belongs to Belleville. I think Collinsville was out of bounds. Your body can be out of bounds as long as it's not touching the floor to hit a ball. But if a part of your body is out of bounds and that ball touches you, then therefore the ball is out of bounds. 23-12. Lancers with a lead. A little spin and a little knuckle on that ball. Burton slams it down with two hands. And the Lancers are 1 point away from picking up a first set win over Collinsville. Stinnett trying to win it. Sends it across. Rauch picks it up. Pops it up right in front of the net, and that one is hit too far out of bounds. I tell you what, man, that kid had his highs were as big as round as coffee saucers, and he was ready to start celebrating a win, but he hit it in the wrong direction and straight out of bounds, so Collinsville lives to see another day or another point. 24-13. Ely. He serves. Goes in the back. Loyette sends it up. And one more hit. Collinsville gets it. Davidson sends it over to the net, and that one is going to belong to Collinsville too. It came down. Chandler Burton went up to hit it and it ended up in his stomach. Ely sends another one across. Picked up into the back by O'Connor. Shoved up front, and Burton does that job, and that time he'll end it. And 25-14, the Lancers win the first set of this match. So set number 2 coming up here in just a moment, and we will be back to tell you all about it on the Kahok Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
I don't have a clue. Now it's reconnected. Okay. Belleville East has a 2-1 lead and make it 3-1. After another big-time kill up the ladder by Belleville East. And they are rolling right along. 3-1. Serve picked up by Rauch. Geisen sets it up behind him for Davidson. Davidson into the net. 4-1 in favor of the Lancers. Not a clue. That one's out. Heard everybody yell. So Collinsville gets one of those points back, and it's 4-2 in favor of Belleville East. Lancers had Collinsville had a 4-2 lead in the last game. Davidson serves straight as an arrow across the way it goes, and then it's shoved across. The Lancers pick it up, and then that's off of the hands. Nicely done on the save by Carl as he almost ended up into the front row in front of Luke Geisen's family. And it must have been scary seeing big old John Carl coming at you 100 miles an hour. He did get it back into the direction of the floor, but unfortunately so high that it hit a girder and came back. So the Lancers are up now 5-2 and make it 6-2 after an ace over there on the far side by Belleville East. And here is William Paget again. Tell you what, this week just hasn't gone as planned. Supposed to have baseball for you on Monday. That didn't work out. Supposed to have baseball for you on Thursday. That's not going to work out. It has been a very wet spring with a lot of cancellations. Here are the Lancers, and a killer try that ended up being blocked back over by Collinsville. And on the third try, Collinsville gets the ball on their side. Here is Geisen to Ely. Ely just slaps at it, and unfortunately, he hit it to the wrong side of the floor, and it was out of bounds. That was not a lot of room over there for him to do that. If he would have tried the other side, he had a lot more room to work with. 7-3 in favor of Belleville East. Ball goes over. It's picked up by Zagorski. Geisen sets it back up for Zagorski, and off of a body in the middle and out of bounds. Collinsville makes it a 7-4 game. Lancers have the 3-point lead. John Carl back to serve. He sends it across the net. It's picked up by the Lancers. They set it up right back to where they started, and now Rauch sets it up for Collinsville over to Zagorski. One-hand touch, saved on the other side by the Lancers. Loyette, he picks it back up. Blocked by Collinsville, but unfortunately blocked into their own side of the net. And the Lancers extend their lead now to 8-4. Carl. Oh, excuse me, they gave that point to Collinsville. Otherwise, Carl wouldn't be serving. And Collinsville gets another point, and the Kahawks are within 1, 7-6. Carl back to serve again. Sends it, Loyette picks it up, and then into the middle, it's a big skyward kill by Jared Conway. And the point back to Belleville East. Up by 2 are the Lancers. Loyette back to serve. He sends it across the net, and it's picked up by Davidson to Geisen. Geisen sets it up for Ely. Ely down, and a block attempt by Belleville East ended up on their side of the net, so Collinsville picks up another point, and the Kahawks once again are back to within 1, 8-7. Josh Zagorski sends it down the line. That one's out. Here is Tanner Stinnett again, and this kid gets on a roll, man. You can lose about 7-8 points in a quick hurry. Stinnett sends it across, picked up by Rauk. All the way over to the other side, and mishit by the Lancers, so Collinsville again back to within a point. Tyrone Ely back to serve for the Kahawks. He sends it over right in the middle. Loyette picks it up and moved over to the side, and he had to get out of bounds, and that's in. Belleville East player was way out of bounds, so he had to make sure he was in the air when he made contact with that ball. And he sent it cross court, and Collinsville didn't have an answer. 10-8, Lancers lead by 2. Into the net. Now it's only by 1 again. Luke Geisen back to serve. He does so. Loyette slaps it up front, and it's set up there, but a miss hit by Chandler Burton. He sprang up into the air about 6 extra feet and then just mishit it. We are tied. 10-10. Geisen sends it over again. Popped up and set up over here on the near side, and then a nice save by Rauk. Sends it over. Geisen does to Davidson off of a hand, and the Lancers keep it alive. Back over here on the near side. Double block, but Collinsville trying to keep it alive. They can't. And it's back to a 1-point advantage for Belleville East as they will send Chandler Burton back to serve. Burton sends it across the way. It's picked up by Rauk and shoved over for Carl. Carl's hits too hard. See, I don't have any dropped frames or anything, so I don't know why everything's all sketchy. (12-10) in favor of Belleville East. Chandler Burton sends it. Rauk pops it up in the air, and no one reacts in time for Collinsville, and the ball just hits the ground. Lancers up by 3. Rauk off of his shoulders. That one right where the breastbone meets the shoulder, and that one went straight down to the ground. Not enough reaction time at all for Collinsville to make any kind of a difference. Burton back to serve up another one as the Lancers are up 14-10. Rauk pops it straight up, and it's off of the basketball backboard that's up there. And then Zagorski couldn't get enough air underneath it on the third and final hit, and it goes into the net. 15-10 in favor of Belleville East. That one's into the net by Burton. 15-11. Well, I apologize for everything being frozen. I don't understand it at all. My pivot didn't work well. Had problems hooking up to the huddle camera that's up in the girders, and thought I was going to pivot fast enough to get everything on without a hitch, but nope, there's hitches. Hitches galore. 16-11. Lancers are up. Back to serve, William Paget. And that one's out of bounds. Collinsville will get a point back. Last couple of points have been to a serve too short and a serve too long. In between that, 5 points for Belleville East. Here is Carter Hollis to serve it up for Collinsville. Hollis is ready to go. Sends it over into the middle. Loyette picks it up and then moved over, and that one's a nice block up front by Ely. And Collinsville gets another point. 16-13, or excuse me, I guess they didn't give that one to Collinsville. My bad. 17-12. That one's in. Rauch thought it was going to go out, so he let it go, and it hits the corner. 18-12 in favor of the Lancers. And a foul by William Hine on the serve. He stepped on the service line. Collinsville gets another point. Served by Carl. Into the back. Picked up by Hine. Shoved up forward, and then a little knuckleball. As Jared Conway used the back of his hand to send that ball over. Collinsville gets the point. 18-14, Lancers with the lead. Lancers trying to close it out in 2 straight sets. Collinsville trying to extend their first match ever into a 3rd set. And in the process, they would win their first set in Southwestern Conference play. But they trail by 4. Loyette picks it up for the Lancers, and then a setup and a big kill by Jared Conway. Lancers are up 19-14. Freeman will check back in for Carl. And back to serve will be Cameron Loyette, the libero. Loyette sends it across, picked up by Rauch. Geisen sets it up for Zagorski. Saved by Collinsville, and then they couldn't save it. 20 for Belleville East. Just watch out. I ran out of duct tape putting down the internet wire too, so not been much traffic up here, but I just wanted to make sure that people didn't trip over it. I've got it down on one side, and on my side it's still a little bit up, but 21-14 now in favor of Belleville East. See, this night has just been blah right off the bat. Kind of matches outside. Outside is blah. Like 54 degrees, feels like 48. It's the 3rd of May, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Something's not right there. Here is Loyette. He switches corners to serve and sends a knuckler over. Rauch picks it up. Geisen saves it, and then Zagorski shoves it over. Saved by Burton on the Lancer side. Back over here to the front side, and a big hit by Caleb Simpson, but he hit it right into his own net. 21-15 in favor of Belleville East. Yeah, everything's still frozen. Thought I'd check. Here's Zagorski. Sends it over. Saved by Simpson. Simpson's going to get it back, and he'll just shove it into the corner. Picked up by Rauch. Geisen sets it up for Zagorski. Zagorski, he sends it over. Now Loyette once again sets it up for Sampson, and he hits it too hard. 21-16. Collinsville down by 5. Joshua Zagorski back to serve for Collinsville. He does so. Loyette picks it up. Burton's going to get the setup, but it goes over his head, and then across court by O'Connor hits the mark, but Collinsville picks it up, and then it goes backwards, and then it goes out of bounds, and Collinsville gets another point. 21-17 in favor of Belleville East. Kahok still trail by 4. That's exactly what Belleville East needs to win. That one barely goes over the net. Loyette picks it up, sent over to the side. And into the net it goes. Caleb Simpson keeps on mishitting it. And another serve by Zagorski into the back Loyette. Off of his backside and spins the opposite direction, but then Loyette gets it back and sends it over. Now Geisen sets it up for Davidson. Davidson hits it out of bounds. (22-18) Lancers with the lead, and a send over by Tanner Stinnett, picked up by Collinsville, which is always good when he's serving. A little touch over by Burton, and it kind of fools Collinsville. They get frozen in their tracks, and it's 23-18 in favor